if I want to combine square root negative 3 times square root negative 5, I need to first of all call this square root 3 square root negative 1, square root 5 square root negative 1, which makes this square root 3 times I, and square root of 5 times I. Now I times I would get me I squared. And now that I'm looking at square root 3 times square root 5, those really can multiply together now because they're fully real numbers. Those would get me square root of 15. But then remember that I squared is negative 1. So this actually gets me negative square root 15. And I could apply similar reasoning with this other problem here, where I'm looking at square root of negative 36 would be the square root of 36 times the square root of negative 1. Well, square root of 36 is 6. Square root of negative 1 is I. Square root of negative 1 is I, giving me 6I squared, or 6 times negative 1, or negative 6. So when simplifying, we got to remember that I squared is negative 1. Otherwise, I just sort of gets treated like a variable. And we're going to see that as we move through the rest of this lesson, that we can basically treat I like a variable with the one exception that if you get I squared, you'd know that's negative 1.